Okay.
So, hi guys.
Hey.
Hi.
You guys all ready for Christmas? Is that a Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Oh yes, of course.
Oh my God.
We got our lawn stuff out and everything.
So how are you guys doing?
He's got
Doing
Iron Man
all right.
mask. He's trying to. I think he's thinking about coming on. He's got his Iron Man mask. I think he's gonna put it on. And
He's so dang cute. Gosh, darn, he's getting so big.
I know.
Hey, Corduroy, you know who we are.
Corduroy.
I'm gonna
It's
turn.
Vicky. It's Vicky. He's hiding. That's okay. Maybe the more we talk, the more he'll come on.
Yeah,
No
let him
problem.
relax.
Yep.
All right, do your thing, dude.
All right. Well, you guys kind of know how this goes. We're just going to let you introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about your business and maybe what you guys do outside of the business, you know, for jobs, that kind of thing. And then we can get into a little backstory about how we have met a few times and all of that. But first things first, you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
No, I'm Chuck,
And I'm Linda.
and Corduroy's over here. He's being shy right now.
He's our 3-year-old son.
Gosh, he's 3 already. Holy moly.
Yeah.
First time I
And,
ever held him, he was like that big.
Yeah.
Tiny little guy.
So, and our business is Let It Be, just the letter B for Ballard. But yeah.
It's sort of a play on words with the Let It Be Beatles song, because we love the Beatles, and but it's sort of an idea of allowing things to become what they're intended to be. So, and B is for our last name. I think you already said that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So how'd you guys get started? How'd you kind of come across this whole thing?
I was like, I had taken some art classes and worked with wood and metal, and so that kind of fueled my passion for like making things. And so like I wanted to get a Nintendo controller table, coffee table, and they were like super expensive. So I decided, why couldn't I just build one? So that's what I tried to do. So started watching woodworking videos on how to make stuff, and I built my own coffee table instead of buying it because it was way more cost effective to build it ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think like I was watching the Wood Whisperer on YouTube, different YouTube videos, and Colin Kennett Woodwork Web,
Yeah.
and I think that's why it suggested you, because I think you had made a sign for him.
I did make a sign for Colin. He's in Canada. He actually, the very first woodworker that accepted my my offer to make him a sign. I had contacted a lot of other woodworkers up until that point, and nobody took me up on it. But Colin was the very first one, actually.
Yeah, so you were a suggestion, but the first sign that I saw you do was for the Idaho painter.
Oh.
And I was really drawn to the texture and the color. Like, I really loved the color. And so I started watching your videos too, and I was like, well, maybe I could do that. So I made a sign for our business. I was just like, I'll just make a sign for us. So I made one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, that turned out all right. So maybe I could make some for Christmas gifts. So I made one for my dad and for my father-in-law. And my dad, he had a lady at church that saw the sign that I made for him, and she wanted one. And so that was my first sale. And then I was like, well, maybe I could actually make some money doing this.
Gotcha.
Can't see me.
Are you going to move with Vicky? He wore your shirt today. We got to wear. Look, we got to wear your shirt.
Corduroy. He's
Oh, we're putting on his Iron Man outfit. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I think though, if you go back, I was thinking about how we got started. So Chuck's passion for art was in sculpture. So it goes even back further to stop motion animation, like creating sets and characters and, you know, clay sculpture. So when we decided to go to school for film, we both decided to go to school for film because of stop motion animation.
Mommy, I don't want this on.
Oh, you want to take this part off? So
Yeah.
you can put your Iron Man on? Okay. So So in the art classes, sculpture classes, they had an actual foundry building in the art, and that's when he tapped into using, you know, getting into wood and metal and different casting like molds and using different mediums. So when we first started, we actually got like since we were doing stop motion animation, we got a 3D printer. So like our whole thing, and we discovered too that film and art have a lot of overlap in terms of like composition, stuff like that. So when we look at different things on the websites and stuff like that, or the Facebook pages, we're always like scrutinizing like color and composition and stuff like that, so we could become better at it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on. There's somebody here for you. Hold on. Here he goes.
Oh,
There's
there's
Iron
Iron Man.
It's Iron Man. Gonna peek.
So cute. Oh,
No peekaboo yet.
Hi, Corduroy.
He said, "Here we go." You're gonna show him your Iron Man stuff your dad did for you? Carvings? Okay.
yeah,
He said,
show
yeah.
some of the stuff you did. Chuck does. You guys do.
You guys,
Wait, okay, hold on. He's
Ooh,
okay. Come on over here.
this is
Wow.
incredible.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
incredible. Oh, yeah.
that is awesome, Corduroy.
How cool is that?
What else we got over here? Show us.
Iron Man. Iron Man.
So,
Okay.
did you guys make those?
Yeah.
You guys made those, right?
There you go. Hold on. Wait, one more.
Cat.
Oh, he's got his whole orders. He's put it into
Cat
orders.
America.
Wait, you should. I didn't see that one. You gotta show it.
Cat America.
Captain America. Now,
There
Chuck,
it is.
you made those. You carved them and cut them out, right? And
Yeah.
Linda, did you paint them?
I got one.
I'm sorry?
Did Linda paint them?
Yeah, we worked together on the paint and picking the designs and stuff.
I got
But this isn't this your first?
Yeah, that's
This
the
is
first.
Chuck's very first thing. Was our logo.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
very cool.
I remember
Very,
that.
very first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
We got into the burn, like, and then I think I don't know. Maybe Vicky, you suggested like the pastry burner,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like the creme brulee burners and stuff. So we got a little bit better at burning stuff.
Yeah, that's what I used on the resin.
Oh, Eric and Vicky, you want to see this light, so I'm gonna go turn it on. Excuse me.
Yeah. Turn it.
Okay, go ahead, Chuck.
Sorry.
So that was, I know I just like went off in another
Did you
direction.
look
but-
in the dark?
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay.
So Chuck, what do you do? What's your job? I know you do some kind of film thing.
I work outside. My full-time job, I work at, it's called Gem Shopping, GEM, and it's all jewelry
I can
channel.
go on till like 6
24/7, 364 days a year because we're closed on Christmas.
I got.
But that's the only day we're closed.
Gotta get back
But
in.
I do camera and online graphics for them.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And you've been doing that. I know you've been working there ever since we met you several years ago.
I've been there for 5 years. In December, it will be 5 years that I've been there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I know you guys have done some pretty good sized signs, some big commercial stuff.
Yeah, and you actually helped us because like after I started carving and stuff, Linda had a friend that contacted her and said that her mom, their homeowners association wanted a new subdivision sign, and I've never.
And I don't say no. I don't say no. I'm like, we can do it. Heck
I
yeah.
was just like, I don't know if I can do that or not, but we called you guys and you talked to us for a long time over the phone, just kind of stepping us through it. And
Okay, I'm sorry, I hear Corduroy more than I hear more than I hear Chuck.
He wants to show you this light.
Okay, I
Okay.
see something blinking back there
Yeah, really?
up on the
Sorry,
wall.
guys.
Oh, some kind of reflecting off the wall.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
So now I'm sorry, you said you've been doing this for 5 years?
No, been working.
well, I've been working at the gym shopping
what I
for
meant.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I-
we met you guys the first time about 3 years ago, right? Because Corduroy
Yeah,
was
3 or
a baby.
4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys we were watching your YouTube videos and hadn't really actually talked to you, but I was like, because I'm a real introverted type person, and we saw you were coming to Atlanta. I was like, that's not something we normally do, but you guys seemed really cool and genuine, and we really wanted to meet you because, you know, you helped us, you know, learn a new skill and it actually produce profit from it. So, I mean, we wanted to at least come and meet you and tell you thank you, you know, because you do this for free, you know, putting your content out there and just helping people. And it's, you know, we're overwhelmed. Just wanted to meet you.
And it worked out so great because we had that little meetup there in, was it in the lobby? I think
in the lobby,
in the lobby of the
yeah.
hotel, which was,
Yeah.
I can't remember now, because we were there for Workbench Con. And
Yes.
yeah, and we got to spend some time with you guys, and then a few other people that showed up, and it was just a blast.
It was.
Yeah.
I felt like I'd known Linda forever. It was just an automatic thing there because we're so much alike. Yeah. But
Yeah, it was a really small group. There was only, I think, 3 of us that showed up. Or, I mean,
so.
in 5 corduroy, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a baby.
he was tiny, yeah.
Yeah. He was, and you guys, I know that we talked at length about him being the miracle baby. I remember that. I remember that. And then you guys just kind of took off from there as far as sign making. Oh my gosh. And it's so apparent, and for the audience, you guys, if you've ever seen Chuck and Linda's stuff, it's obvious that you guys have a strong influence from an art standpoint because of all of the ornate stuff that you do. And you guys are truly a great example of what it's like when you mix artistic ability and sign carving together. Man, you guys just do some really cool stuff.
Thank you.
Here we go.
So where do you see your sign business going, Chuck? And Linda. I mean, I know, Linda, you stay at home. You're a stay-at-home mom, right?
Yes, I stay at home with corduroy. And in terms, the first question you asked about where we see our sign making going, so far for 2 years, we've been really just following and tracking and tracking when our lows are and what our trending is, where we're selling most. And he's got a fire truck. So we've discovered a lot of our customer base has been coming from Chuck's job, actually.
Really?
So he has a show hosts and word of mouth through his job mostly is where our sign making has been, revenue's been coming from. A little bit, we put some stuff on Facebook Marketplace and got some attention, and a CBD oil shop person contacted us. So we did 2 different shops. She opened 2 different shops. So she took us to each shop, and then things slowed down when this COVID thing came up. But that was our first foray into like the commercial side of stuff, and that's when we realized we had to start, you know, structuring our how we took our money. You know, getting some retainer up front so we could have material costs at least cover that, and just, you know, contracts and stuff like that. So we're not rushing into it. We're trying to see where, you know, if there's dry spells, why we have dry spells, you know, and so that's why we've kept Chuck at his job, you know. Yeah. So it's really just been enough that just that little bit that allows me to stay home.
Yep. Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, for the CBD oil company, the shops, did you do internal signage for in the store?
Yeah, so they wanted shelves, and they had some like focal points. So when we came and looked at a space that they wanted to occupy with these shelves, and it was like a shelf. It's like that common board at Home Depot. So we tried to keep everything within those sizes, so we didn't have to do a lot of cuts and everything, and the install could be easy. So it was like 5 foot long. They would just tell us after the first shot, they said, okay, now that we know what we're going to do, we'll just tell you the sizing that we need in the coloring. So we did the scalloping. Chuck did the scalloping around the edge. I don't think you have one here that has the scalloping, but you know where you just along the edge, the scalloping.
Show them.
Very technical.
and they love that. And they had like a Southwestern style they wanted to do, so we did like that cedar spray finish, you know, that orangish color spray finish, and we burned it and did the scalloping around the edges, and then they gave us their logo. So Chuck carved their logo above a shelf. So we had a flat piece and then a shelf piece, and then the back flat had their feather with the CBD with white, whatever. And so once they realized that that was going to be their look, then the next time they opened a shop, and then someone else opened a shop under her too. So there's 3 franchises with our shelving in it. So she just gave them our information and said, tell them what size shelving and how many you need and what color. And then one time I said yes again. And it was like this crazy cubby space behind her stuff that she wanted to do all these stuff. So we did the scalloping. What did we use? Like 2x3s?
Yeah,
I think we did 2x3s and tried to do as much as we could before we got there. But there was this like custom cut-in space that she wanted floating shelves inside and then a facade on the front. And we're like, yeah, we can do that. You know, and then of course, you know, with building, nothing's 90 degrees. So, you know, so we got there, we kind of like retrofit as much as we could, you know. We were screwing one screw into the wall and we're like, oh my God, we can see outside. I mean, it was like an old building, and it was just, I guess they had built another wall and you could just see. I was like,
oh my gosh.
We'll just pray on this hole, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, my dad came and helped us do the installs, which was great because he was like expert at like leveling everything and all that. We're artists, we're not installers.
Yeah.
Show him your shirt. Oh no, oh good, he's interested in his food. He might have food.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've discovered where our strengths and weaknesses are in this 2.5 years we've been doing it, and just not trying to rush into, you know, too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Well, Chuck,
Yeah, you kind of stay focused on doing signs. We're both like any artist. We're like, oh my God, this new medium, we want to go do turning. We want, you know, Chuck's got this amazing lathe that we got off Marketplace, and he's been dying to use it. And then just, you know, it's just like what we learned in art classes. It's like, if you do it and you do it and you do it and you do it and you do it, it just automatically becomes better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it lends its way to it becoming better, you know. And so I think that Chuck initially was really good. If I could show you even another thing, he's got a big piece that I ended up putting over. It's a big fanned out peacock in white. It's amazing.
Oh, yes,
I remember that.
Panels and everything. It's over my dishwasher like a backsplash. It's amazing. And it's but like now his signs are like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I mean, insane, like, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, he's into the portraits a lot lately.
Wow, that looks awesome. What
The thing about stuff like this, I think, is that you have 2 audiences. You know, you've got somebody that needs something for their house, but then you also can, because of the content, you can charge a little bit more. Because our thing was like, okay, we spent so much on this thing, they can go, if you put gather on a sign, somebody can slap a vinyl thing on there and charge $25. I can't get $25 out of a routed sign. I'm not going to charge that. I'm going to charge like $50. You want to show them your chair?
Look,
okay.
I got a new one.
You got this new?
Look at that.
Sit right here in front of Dad. No? Okay.
Well,
So anyway, so that's another thing we've been trying to figure out. Like, if there's all these like vinyl signs, how do we? Because you know what I'm saying. The labor we put into it and the love we put into it, you know, is a lot different. You guys know that. So.
Yep.
So
how do you go about that, Chuck? I'm curious on that cash sign. What's your process of getting the image on the board, or do you just take off and draw it? I don't know. You're an artist.
Carbon paper. I use the carbon paper method. I go to Kinko's, print it out, whatever size I need, and I put the carbon paper under it and trace it.
Gotcha.
I just prefer that because, you know, I get the clean lines, exactly what I want, and I kind of get a feel. It's not exactly like carving, but I get a feel of what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
And that, I just like that. Sometimes it's tedious and it takes a lot longer, but I like it because I can get exactly the crisp, clean lines.
Gotcha.
And so there's been time too after the fact if he says, well, this is going to be a little tight, and then I can go in, I feel a little bit more about, I freehand it.
Yeah.
I can make modifications to it.
Right.
With a Sharpie or with a pen, if you've done it like that, those lines are a little bit easier to, you know.
Right.
And then he'll take a few minutes if we're watching a show, and he'll put X's and sort of map out where he's going to do down and up, because he's been getting into a lot of like outset.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And that is easier to mark on the board than it is to, you know, sit and refer to your image.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So when you have it printed out at Kinko's, you tell them what size you want it, and then they print it out, and it's just on regular bond paper, regular 20-pound bond paper, or
We
what?
convert all of it to black and white.
Do
So-
black and white, and we do the architect printer. Like,
Okay.
and like for smaller stuff, I usually do like the
Regular.
tabloid size on the regular printer.
Is
We
11
can print
by
out our,
17.
it's 11 and a half by 17 or something like that, and we can print that out ourselves.
Right.
But we always do we send it to FedEx Kinko, and they give you a code, you know, so you can do it yourself. But like when we do it on the architect printer, we just tell them the code. They initiate the print from behind the desk, and it prints out, you know, out on the floor in the architectural printer for like the bigger size.
They're big printers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Gotcha.
is it?
Okay,
Okay.
here's your G. Oh, look at that shirt.
Nice third quarter.
He's Hulk. He's being Hulk. Okay.
Okay,
Good
but-
job. Good
all
job.
right.
Oh.
He is all boys.
We're printing it out because there's no guesswork, and then everybody knows this at Kinko's, and Chuck saves it exactly the right size. Corduroy, can you stop jumping, please? So, like, you save it in as a Photoshop file,
Yeah, I
and
use
then he
Photoshop.
knows like exactly how to do the dimensions. So when they get it, they know to just do it custom size.
Yeah.
That the customer determine the size, because otherwise, then it's a whole nother conversation of like,
Right.
do I resize it? Do I fit it to page? Whatever, you know what I'm saying. But
Now,
once they get,
do you do most of these then beforehand, like that cash sign? Do you think up who you're going to do, or do you do it by commission? Like somebody says, I want to do a picture of the Beatles or whatever, or how are you going about that? Are you doing both? Are there people that come to you with commission stuff, or are you doing it just kind of beforehand and then selling that as an item?
this is just for your own.
Yeah, at first I was just doing them to try to get examples of what I could do out there, but now it's usually just solely commission, except for stuff I want to do, like the Avengers for Corduroy, you know, or something we want.
If somebody said, if somebody at Chuck's job says, oh, I'm a Cash fan, I want his Cash. So he would go home and pick out 2 or 3 that he liked, Chuck would, and then say, which of these do you like? And then he would compose this, send it to him, and have him sign off on it.
Got it. Yep.
So the actual size is going to be this size by this size. This one would cost this much, or this. We usually give them 2 options or 3 options, so they have different images and then different fonts. So there'll be like an image font,
Good
whatever,
job.
and then a signature. But we do all of them. We have them sign off on before.
Yeah.
The actual final size, whatever. And then we've been taking 50% up front, and everybody knows that now, that we take at least 50%. But most people are moving into just paying for Cash App, boom, it's done. And
You
then
know,
do it.
and I was talking with someone the other day.
We give everybody a month.
Now that portrait of the Cash or the Nirvana or whatever, those are a little bit different because that's always sellable to somebody else if it turns out that they back out or whatever. But you know, you guys know me, I always get 100% up front. But I think that's especially more appropriate if it's a custom item, like if they wanted their name on it too, then that's a one-time deal. But if it's something like that, I don't see anything wrong with 50% up front if that's what they want to pay, because that product is always sellable to somebody else. You could post
Yes.
it on Marketplace and it'll probably be gone in 15 minutes. So,
Yeah.
You're right.
yeah, good. Excellent. What else? I'm curious, on that Cash sign again, I was just looking at it. How'd you do the edge, Chuck? Was that with the angle grinder? The
no,
edge around the border.
Yeah.
I did jagged and then I just carved it to make it look like it was torn edge.
Gotcha.
So I just carved it down.
Carved it with like with a big V groove bit or what? A what? Which
Wait,
bit?
just one second. Okay, hold this. Okay, he wants to show you this. What's this? That's a winch. That's right.
That's a winch.
Did you say you used the profile bit?
With that edge, the torn edge, I just freehanded it and tried to make it look like a ripped wanted poster was kind of the look I was going for on the edge, and then I just carved it down.
With which bit?
With the profile bit.
With the profile bit. Yeah, that's what you thought. Wow. Boy, that looks great. That's a great looking edge.
Thank you.
Very, very nice, guys. Very nice.
So
Okay.
we have kind of a final question because we're running down on time.
Where are we at?
Oh, we're gonna see
Oh.
another picture. Hold on.
Hang on. She's got a question. Wait. Yes.
Let's see your sign.
Oh. I'm gonna show you this one. So this is carved, hand carved,
Wow.
right, basically. And then this was bandsaw cut.
Yep.
And this is down, this is up, this is down, this is up. So it's several layers.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if you could hold it at an angle like that to see the depth. Boy, that looks really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that one.
Very, very cool. Is
Okay,
that for
sorry.
you guys? Is that for you
I haven't-
guys?
I haven't checked the other. So I tend to do more of the sales, and Chuck tends to do more of the design and the.
She's the salesperson because I have a tendency to undercharge, and she's like, no, it's worth more than that.
Eric
Good
kind of
thinking.
does the same thing. Yeah.
That's a good combo. That's good thinking. Yeah, let Linda do the pricing.
All right. So
Okay.
here's our kind of our final question because we're getting kind of down on time.
Yeah.
I want to know, because you guys have been with us, you guys know us and everything. Linda, you and I are so much alike, it's just crazy. What kind of advice would you give to somebody that's kind of just seen a few videos and they're curious, and you know, what kind of advice would you give somebody just looking into and maybe thinking about carbon science?
I would say just don't give up. Just keep trying because you'll only get better if you just keep doing it with anything. You just keep doing it, repetition, and then it just becomes muscle memory. But you have to keep going because I know at one time, I guess I got like a batch of 3 or 4 really bad wood that was hard to carve. And I almost gave up because I was like, I thought I lost my touch. I couldn't hold a straight line, and I was really frustrated. But I guess it was the wood because eventually I got another piece of wood and I carved it just fine. But like I was trying to make a sign for somebody, and I kept messing it up. I bought the round, and I messed it up like 3 times, I think it was. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what happened, but I just can't do this. But it was just the round. It was the wood. It was bad. So, but you just got to keep doing it.
Yeah, I would say find someone that'll give you feedback and not be afraid to give you feedback. You know, because I think those, like a couple of those Facebook ones are good about that, of just like, have you thought about this, or did you do, you know, and
yeah, the Minions group and the wood carving, hand carving for newbies. That's awesome. Both those are awesome resources.
Yeah.
And I think our season of time to like get better at, and we're still not that great at it. It's definitely a thing you have to, that would be helpful to learn, is to receive feedback and criticism.
Yeah.
Because that makes you better. It's not like, oh, that's great. That doesn't make you become better. It's, had you thought about this, right? What motivated this choice? And that's a lot of ways that you can give other people feedback even. Is that you can say, well, why did you make this choice? And then get into that, and then that gives you like a little door in to say, well, oh, had you thought about doing it this way or that way? You know what I'm saying? Because just being able to, for yourself to become better. You know, and when we were in art classes, part of art class is to do critique. And so that's how, you know, we're still, like I said, not perfect at it with each other even, especially if you put so much time into a sign and you're halfway through and somebody's just like sees a flaw in it or something like that. But
Yeah.
I think if you want it, you got to like always be inspired to become better.
Yeah.
And part of that is receiving feedback and giving feedback. So I think like the Facebook pages, the hand-routed sign for newbies or something that we're a member of or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, I've always valued that when somebody else, you know, isn't like badly critical, but just like, oh, like, can you guys try this next time? You know, because we try to make them all different. You know what I'm saying? Like, so not every sign, somebody sees a sign and they say they like it, we're going to try to switch it up and make it different, you know?
Yeah. And pushing those boundaries and always just trying new stuff. And that's tough for me. Just because I feel like the pressure, since, you know, some people look at me as kind of like starting this whole thing, me and Dad. So the pressure is really on me to keep trying to push that envelope and get better.
Yeah.
Better from a standpoint, it's better that I'm better. I'm never gonna, there's gonna be some stuff that I just don't have the talent to do like you guys, but I can do within the realm of what my capabilities are. Just keep trying to push that and get better. And one of the best things that has worked for me is feedback from her, because I don't have a lot of that feedback from other people just because of I'm so busy doing all the things I'm doing. But now that Vicky has came into that realm of being able to, we can work on stuff together. I love getting feedback from her. We're working on a Christmas sign right now, and yeah, I thought she was commenting on me.
Or just having the confidence from her standpoint to say, you know what, shut it down and do it over.
Yeah.
You know, there's sometimes when that's necessary. Just shut it down. You got to start over. You know, like,
Hey.
Dad just made a quick appearance.
Yeah. I didn't even see him.
Yeah, I didn't see him until he walked out.
You
Well, that's
got a
cool.
Nerf
That's
gun?
great advice.
It's broken.
it's broken. It's a sleepy dog.
Oh, okay.
Dadgummit.
It's broken.
Anyway, okay, you guys. I love you guys to death. I miss you guys. I missed our meetup is this year at the
Workbench
Con, yeah.
got canceled. Yeah.
I got net.
Okay.
Yeah, also with like my job, I have such a crazy schedule, and a lot of the times I miss the live stuff, so I always have to watch it later, and it sucks because I'd rather, you know, be able to watch it live with everybody, you know, and be able to comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
With my crazy schedule, it just never works out.
Well, every once in a while I see you pop in, you or Linda, or Corduroy.
Corduroy does.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got to get it closed up, and I got some resin stuff I got to take care of. I'm in the middle of another thing.
Yeah,
So,
we got lots of stuff
I was just thinking about one more thing to make you better. Test everything. Like if you're trying a new process, do a test first. Don't try to like, no. Think about how much time it's going to take you to do it and double that time for the customer, and then do testing. One more thing.
That's my kitty.
That's your kitty?
That's your kitty.
Very cool kitty.
Oh, I got so many.
This is the last thing you're showing them. They got to go.
Look.
Okay. Come here.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. Yep, that's Iron Man.
I saw him earlier.
With a pumpkin on his chest.
Oh.
Okay. Well, bye, Corduroy.
He said, we'll see you later.
Anyway, guys, love you. Thank you so much for
Thanks, guys.
Zooming with us.
That was a blast. Thanks so much. I think it's really going to be helpful for a lot of new people. We really appreciate it.
For Christmas.
What is
We got these ornaments for Christmas. Corduroy, are you gonna big finish? Okay, show them your ornaments.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Ornaments.
Okay, say bye, Eric and Vicky.
Bye, Aaron and Vicky.
Bye, Corduroy. All right, guys, you take care, and we'll talk to you later.
Love you guys.
How do we shut this off?
I'm gonna close it down.
Okay.
But
yeah, it should end on this end.
bye, guys.
Say bye, Dave.